Police officers of Reddit, what are you thinking when you see cases like George Floyd? Not a local, I'm a Fed 5 years into the job. George Floyd was murdered, and it's fucking disgusting. We are trained that anything involving the neck is a no-go, and is considered deadly force. We were also trained that, if you make an arrest in a prone position, you search and then immediately move them onto their side or a seated position, because the risk of asphyxiation is so great. If a suspect says they can't breathe, believe them and take measures to correct to it. This training is reinforced at least twice a year in our use of force training. These officers deserve to spend the rest of their lives in prison. Retired after 28 years. Nothing less than murder. All the guys I worked with would never have considered doing something like that. You treat combative in custody as once they are secured as human beings. Nothing should be personal. Once they've been subdued, and you are safe as an officer, you stand him up, pat him down, and understand that your arrestee is at a low point in his life. Give him some dignity and you'll generally get his respect. It works 90+% of the time. That man was subdued and nobody should have been on him at that point. Cop here. Disgusted. There are 1,000 reasons why this shouldn't have happened. Simple, easy, steps that should have been taken. Lessons that policing has learned over the past 200 years and basic things taught in every academy. Make no mistake, this was murder. Maybe not premeditated murder, but nonetheless murder. I will be angry if those officers do not get indicted. I'm a police officer in California. I'm absolutely disgusted by the officers' actions. When someone is in our custody, you must treat them properly. I don't care if they are arrested for murder or forgery. They are a human with a story and they deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. I had tears streaming down my face watching the video of George Floyd. We swore to protect our communities and that's what we set out to do every day. Putting a knee into the neck of a handcuffed man for an extended period of time isn't protecting. A man has lost his life due to the gross negligence of an evil person. May he rest in peace. I was a cop in the military. In the police academy, this was one of the things that taught us not to do as it could crush the windpipe. The only time I was ever taught to use chokes and neck holds was in combat training for deployments. But when we got back, we always had to attend retraining classes to relearn what we can do stateside. Sheriff's deputy here, and I must say that I'm disgusted by the unnecessary loss of life. There are moments that make me regret what I do, and this is one of them. I've met my share of racists wearing a badge, and I'm ready for a career change. The oath we take is to uphold the law and constitution. So for the officers on scene there that could have stepped in and prevented this, fuck you. One bad apple always ruins the bunch. Unfortunately, I pray for the George's family and that justice is served. Throw away for obvious reasons, and yes, I'm a white male. I used to be a police officer. It was fucking embarrassing going out the day after something like this happened. One of the reasons I quit was because I had no pride in my job anymore. For the people doubting if I used to be a cop or not, this is the only proof I really have. In order to get the police officer flair on r/protect and serve, you need to send the mods a pic of your police issued ID. Haven't been to that sub since before I quit, but here it is: https://unga.com/a/duck2knob. Since we are tapping into the police community here, can someone please explain what, if anything, the bystanders could have done to help George Floyd? Call 911 and report police brutality? In all seriousness, what is the preventative action here, since none of the police officers on the scene, 4 of which were physically restraining him, reacted to his being murdered right in front of them? Edit. Thank you you/murderbimadum for this link aclu. I'm adding it to my post because I think others will appreciate it and I don't want it to get lost. I work for a US federal bureau, but am not a local police officer. All 4 cops need to go to jail. Derek Chauvin, the cop with the knee on George's neck, should have gone to jail long ago. The guy apparently has a history of doing this. This is his 3rd time in 15 years. Black people need to keep fighting, and white/Asian/Latino people need to support them. Justice for cases like this won't come easy, and it won't come soon. But if they keep fighting, I truly believe that one day, eventually, it will come. Retired. It disgusts me as the job is difficult enough as it is, working mostly in sensitive neighborhoods. Brutality like this makes it far more difficult. Disgusted, especially by the frequency of these events. Glad that I work in a place where we are trained for years before we ever put on a uniform. That communication is our greatest tool. Sad to know that this is going to happen again and again.
Are you all my personal dreams?